Hello, I'm Ben, the social media manager at Windyridge Garden Centre, and I'm about to head up to meet one of the owners of Windyridge, Paul Harvey, who's going to give us a little tour around Windyridge's new property at Lehaunstown House. Come with me. But there's quite a history to this building.
Yeah, no, it has an amazing history. Buried inside, there's a tower sort of from the 12th to the 14th century, and then it evolved over time, so you can see bits added onto it. And it effectively was the farmhouse of the whole area. But from the medieval times, you would have had a Tully Church, you've a cross in the field that sees this castle. So back in the day, the King and Queen of England would have given people £10 to build a castle, and it had to be of a certain size. So it was a square castle, and when we go inside, you'll see sort of the remnants of that, and the thickness of the walls are over a metre tall. So we will really see that, and it's really interesting. The Sheriff of Dublin lived here in the 16th century, and then there was a massive encampment between 4,000 and 5,000 soldiers that were marched into Dublin to sort of quell the rebellions and also to ward off Napoleon. So there was a massive camp, because this looks over the bay of Dublin Bay, so they would have seen any warding invasion coming in. Obviously there wasn't, but it would have been a huge camp of tents. Imagine 4,000 to 5,000 people living up in this area.
And you were telling me just off camera there about the famous point-to-point race that used to start at this very place.
Yeah, so between 1947 to 1960, the O'Briens were living in the house, and he was the head of the hunt, and it used to go from here to Bray, and there used to be a huge amount of people that used to come up to it. There was 56 bookies, all the schools were closed, all the courts were closed, so it was a huge event. You would have imagined horses all here, and there was 6 races during the day. So there would have been a heavyweight, there would have been a juniors, and a women's race, and they would have gone all across the bushes, because this would all have been countryside between here and Bray.
What attracted you to a second opportunity, and why specifically this building?
I fell in love with the site. I think it's an amazing site. It's 4.5 acres, all of walled garden. It's the old farm buildings. I think we can do something amazing here, and I think it can be at the heart of the community up in Cherrywood. I think it can be different, and I think we can do something really special here, and we're really excited about the prospect, and I'm really excited today to bring you up to show you that actually development is happening up here, which is really good, and it's not just, it's been in planning for so many years. It took us 3 years to get planning, but we're really delighted with the planning that we've got, and we really think we've something exciting that we're going to bring, and hopefully have it ready and open in March 2028.
This is the youngest part of the building, but still dating from the 19th century. This is the stables.
Yeah, the 19th century. So this was built 1890, around that time. This is in really good condition, really well built, and going to be really the heart and exciting part of the new edition of the sort of Windyridge. So this is going to be the food hall. We're going to sort of do a sort of cafe and farm shop in here, and all your kitchenware and that kind of stuff. So it's going to be really exciting, and it's going to be connected to the garden centre with a glass atrium, so it'll be really bright and lots of natural light, and that's just going to, the glass is going to go in just above the doors, so people will be able to in and out of the stable. So the whole concept in my head is that it feels like an outdoor market, but they're actually going to be able to explore the stables, go in and inside and see the sort of areas where the horses would have been, where the carriages would have been, and that'll become a lovely sort of cafe, some farm shop. And the stables, I think, are even more beautiful than the house, and it's quite surprising that the house, maybe the stables are nearly more. So obviously the farmer of the time obviously put all his money into the stables, more so than he did his house. We'll bring you inside and show you upstairs, which is lovely as well, and just even sort of the workmanship that's gone back into restoring the roof and things like that.
Okay, so we've clambered into the roof of the stables here, and it looks dangerous but incredible.
Yeah, so we're bringing you upstairs. So this is the second floor of the stables that we're going to turn back into some retail, and then we're hoping to put in a yoga and Pilates studio upstairs above the sort of coffee, so you can come for your coffee, your sandwich, your juices, and then hopefully you can do a yoga session upstairs. But it's beautiful, and I think that they've done an amazing job putting it back together. The roofing is done really well, and the stonework, as you can see behind me, with the red brick, is gorgeous, and it's something that really brought us to us, and I don't think we could ever recreate this. So this house was really a massive draw when we came to see it a number of years ago, and we're really excited, and hopefully we'll get this started in January and have it finished by October.
Yes, it's incredibly evocative.
Yeah, no, it's a great space. I think we can do so many amazing things with it. We could create a Santa's Grotto up here. We could create a Halloween themed thing. I think there's so many possibilities, and we're just really excited to get started with it and to get it up and running and have it as really sort of at the heart of the community up here in Cherrywood.
So we're inside the oldest part of the original house. Tell us more about it.
It started off as life as a castle, so it was to protect the whole area and to protect the farm. And then over the years, different bits were added. So the farmhouse was added over the stages, and then in the 19th century it was upgraded to the farmhouse that we know that it is now. Right up until 1995 was the last time someone lived here. And now that it's all exposed because the builders are here, it's a really nice sort of way to see it.
You know, we have part of the original 16th century castle out here, but within this later extension, just underneath the foundations, we found this, what we think was an earlier structure coming around, little stone walls. So it's just the remains of that coming around. So this is probably either contemporary with the castle or it could be earlier. It looks like it was possibly part of the castle which got demolished and then was just reused as foundation material for this later construction of the farmhouse.
I mean, that's incredible. I don't think I fully realised that the core of the building is a medieval fortified structure. It's a castle. You bought a castle.
It will be an amazing feature, and when this is finished, the staff will. It'll be part of this. There'll be 6 or 7 staff that will be able to live in here and work in Windyridge, and we found that model works very well for both the staff and for the garden centre in terms of security, and this in a day and age when it's very difficult for people to get accommodation and to get them on site, it's such an amazing feature to have, and we're thrilled and we're excited because this is the first phase, because the way the planning worked is that we had to get the castle back into living order, get the stables back into living order, and then we could proceed with the garden centre, and we're doing them in that order. So we're hoping for this house to be finished by March or April next year, and we're hoping to start the stables in January and have them finished in October, and then to have the garden centre start in October and to finish in March 2028. It's a long enough time frame, but I think it's gonna fly by, and the amount of work that we have to do, but we're going to bring something special to the area, and I think this hopefully will become the heart of Cherrywood, and something really different and something really special for people to visit.
Well, any castle has to have an enchanted and mysterious well outside, and you do.
Yeah, we have a well here in the back field, so this is another exciting part of the property, and we're just showing you around today. So you can see the whole area's walled gardens, so that's obviously mad. So they're over 2 meters tall. So this would have been a well, obviously brought water to the house, and obviously just on the other side of here we have the M50. So when you're coming to us, you'll find this really easy. We'll just be the Cherrywood exit and it'll be left into us. But it's mad to think that somewhere so new. So everything is brand new in Cherrywood except for Lehaunstown House, which has history back to the 12th and 14th century, which is so mad to contrast between everything being brand new and then somewhere so old with so many different layers, and that's why I think it's going to be an amazing addition to the area, and we're really excited to bring it, and we're moving forward now, which is really, really, really encouraging, and it's something that myself and my brother are really exciting, and the whole crew at Windyridge are.
So obviously the attraction of the place is not just the site itself, but it's the surrounding area as well. What are we standing on?
We're on the Greenway, so this brings you back down to Brennanstown Road, down in Cabinteely. So a lot of people will be coming up here on their bikes, walking their dogs, and literally up above here is just the M50, and then across there you have sort of the Dublin Mountains. So it'll be a great sort of asset for the whole area and people that want to come out to walk their dog. And then obviously we'll have us just here on the right, so we're right on this Greenway, and it'll be a pedestrian and a cycle entrance. So it'll be a great asset, so people, if they want to come and get their coffee or their scones or their croissants or something, just drop in to say hello and just get a coffee, and then continue on their walk with the dogs. It'll be a lovely sort of stop on the way, and maybe half the way, so it'll give you a bit of break and sort of rest the legs, and then to go on up, and then there's playing pitches as well up above there. So it's an amazing sort of well thought out area is Cherrywood, and I think the people that are are going to live here are going to really enjoy it, and then hopefully Windy Ridge, Lehaunstown House will be an asset for everyone that'll be in the area.